Imagine sitting on the cool grass of a professional sports pitch, right? The air is just thick with the smell of sulfur and gunpowder from the largest fireworks display in the state.
Oh, wow, yeah. There's a very specific scene.
Right. And you're still vibrating from the adrenaline of watching two international rugby teams just physically dismantle each other an hour prior. That is definitely not your standard formula for a birthday party.
No, definitely not. I mean,
Yeah.
usually you expect like a frosted cheesecake cake and a couple of balloons. Yeah.
Exactly. But welcome to the deep dive. Today is Thursday, July 2nd, 2026. And, if you're glancing at your calendar right now, you know exactly the gravity of that date.
Oh, absolutely. Tomorrow kicks off the massive long holiday weekend celebrating America's 250th birthday, 2.5 centuries.
It's just wild to think about. And because so many of you are wisely taking tomorrow off to get a head start, we are getting a head start right along with you.
We really are. We're taking a hard pivot today, officially turning off work mode. So no market analysis, no business strategies, and zero talk of real estate.
Thank goodness.
Right. The sole mission of this deep dive is just to explore how human beings actually celebrate a milestone this massive. We've mapped out a curated tour of 10 vastly different events happening across every region of Colorado.
Yeah, we really want you to put down the laptop and actually get out into the communities where you live, work, and vacation. And to celebrate a 250th birthday, you kind of have to look at the foundational traditions first.
Which pulls us straight into the dirt and the dust of classic Western heritage, doesn't it?
It really does. So let's look at the Greeley Stampede. They are celebrating their 105th year. It spans almost 2 full weeks.
That's a massive event.
It is. And it sits at this bizarre, wonderful intersection of raw animal power and a mechanical carnage.
Yeah.
Like, you have traditional bronc riding happening right alongside a full-blown demolition derby.
The juxtaposition there is just fascinating from a mechanical standpoint. In a demolition derby, the drivers are actively weaponizing the physics of their vehicles.
Oh, for sure.
They deliberately reverse into each other because, well, they need to protect the engine block at the front. So they use the trunk as a battering ram, just relying on the metal crumple zones.
Okay, let's unpack this, because that is the exact opposite of the physics in bronc riding. Rodeos were basically the original extreme sports, right?
Oh, 100%. Long before the X Games.
Exactly. In the arena, the rider is trying to suppress the kinetic energy of a 1,500-pound animal. A bucking horse is like a coiled spring. It throws the rider's center of gravity completely out of alignment.
Right. The cowboy isn't just holding on. They're making these micro adjustments in real time.
Yeah, trying to anticipate an animal bred specifically to be unpredictable.
Yeah.
How do these century-old events keep families coming back year after year in, the modern era?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, these events survive because of that unpredictability. I mean, we live in an era where our daily lives are so hyper-curated and insulated from physical danger.
That's so true.
When you sit in those grandstands in Greeley, you're breathing in the dust, watching someone take on this immense, unscripted physical risk. It triggers an empathetic adrenaline spike in the crowd.
You literally share that collective relief when the 8-second buzzer sounds.
Exactly. And you see that continuous line of history up in the mountains, too, like at the Cowboys Roundup days in Steamboat Springs.
Oh, yeah, that tradition has been running continuously since 1927, right?
Yeah, 1927. And they anchor their pro rodeo with a massive hometown parade straight down Main Street. It blends that professional athletic danger with just, grassroots community pride.
I love that. And Fraser does something similar with their High Country Stampede Rodeo, but with a really fun specific detail. For their July 4th event, they have a strict wear red, white, and blue theme.
Which is such a cool visual element.
It really is. It does something very specific to crowd dynamics. In sociology, there's this concept called de-individuation. Usually it has a negative connotation, like mob mentality.
Right, losing your sense of individual identity.
Exactly. But in a celebratory context, like Frasian on the 4th, it creates this collective effervescence. You look across the arena, see this uninterrupted sea of red, white, and blue, and the barrier between performer and spectator just blurs.
You stop being a passive observer.
Yeah.
You're actually co-creating the atmosphere.
Yes. But, managing the chaotic energy of a rodeo is just one way to celebrate.
Right, if the dust and dirt aren't your speed, Colorado is utilizing its stunning landscapes as a giant canvas this weekend. We're moving from the arena to the easel.
The artistic escapes. I love this. Telluride is hosting its 23rd Plein Air Festival. Artists are out painting in the open air, braving the elements.
And the centerpiece there is their Golden Hour Quick Draw competition, which is super high stakes.
Right, and here's where it gets really interesting, because painting in the open air sounds incredibly romantic.
Yeah.
You picture a quiet meadow, a gentle breeze.
But it's Telluride.
Exactly. At that elevation, unpredictable mountain weather turns it into a gritty, competitive sport of man versus nature.
Oh, the physics of the light alone make it incredibly difficult. During that golden hour, the color temperature of the ambient light shifts drastically, minute by minute.
You mix an amber color, and 3 minutes later the sun dips, the light turns blue, and your paint is useless.
Exactly. You are chasing photons that are actively disappearing? That urgency of capturing a fleeting sunset is exactly what gives those paintings their energy.
Not to mention the barometric pressure and temperature drops. The cold makes oil paint stiff, wind tries to turn canvases into sails, bugs get stuck in the wet paint.
It's real-time problem solving disguised as fine art.
It really is. But that tension is entirely absent when you look at Breckenridge for their July Art Festival.
Right down on South Main Street, they have top-tier traditional jewelry and painting, but they juxtapose that with this crazy modern technological display.
The drone show, Stores in the Sky for July 4th.
Yeah, they're replacing traditional fireworks with a fleet of LED drones. The mechanics behind modern drone swarms are just staggering.
Oh, for sure. Traditional fireworks are basically blunt instruments. You pack black powder and metallic salts into a shell, light a fuse, and just hope it distributes symmetrically.
Right, whereas the drone fleet uses RTK GPS. So a central computer communicates with hundreds of drones, updating their positions in 3D space multiple times a second.
It's a striking contrast. A nation that secured independence with black powder and cannon fire is now perfectly choreographing silent quadcopters in the night sky.
It's beautiful. And speaking of scale, if you drop into the metro area, the 34th annual Cherry Creek Arts Festival in Denver is massive.
Oh, it's a behemoth. Over 260 juried exhibitors across visual, culinary, and performing arts.
But that massive urban scale is perfectly balanced by what's happening down in southern Colorado.
In La Veta, right.
Yes, Art in the Park, hosted by the Spanish Peaks Art Council. It's a wonderfully cozy, family-friendly, set right under these ancient trees in the town park.
So you're not dealing with the overwhelming sensory input of a city festival.
Exactly. It's a slower, deeply tactile experience focused on locally made ceramics and woodcrafts.
That sounds incredibly grounding. But okay, what about the unique local flavors and the massive skylighting booms we all expect on the 4th?
Well, 250th birthday definitely demands a feast. So let's head over to the western slope for Paonia Cherry Days.
Oh, I've heard of this.
It's their 80th annual festival, one of the longest running in the state. They have a baking challenge, but the true focal point is the infamous Cherry Pit Spitting Contest.
Okay, so what does this all mean? Like, the mechanics of spitting a cherry pit are surprisingly complex, right? You have to fold your tongue into a barrel, factor in the moisture of the pit, read the wind. It's like the hometown Olympics.
It really is.
But why do these quirky, hyper-local traditions hold their own against multi-million-dollar stadium fireworks?
Well, what's fascinating here is that it serves as a profound social equalizer. When you attend a massive fireworks show, you're a passive consumer of awe.
Right. You're just sitting there watching.
Exactly. But a cherry pit spitting contest demands active participation. You have accountants, teachers, mechanics lining up in a field, all subjected to the exact same ridiculous task.
Stripping away the social hierarchies, you're co-creating a shared memory.
Exactly. Both fulfill a fundamental human desire to gather and celebrate. It relies on the same civic pride you see at the Grand Junction 4th of July parade.
Oh, marching right down Main Street. Beautifully simple, classic Americana vibe. You hear the local brass band playing slightly out of tune, mixing with fire truck sirens. It's pure nostalgia.
But for those who want overwhelming sensory overload to cap off the weekend, we save the biggest spectacle for last.
Commerce City, the 4th Fest at Dick's Sporting Goods Park.
Yes, they feature a completely unique twist this year, a USA rugby match against Portugal.
Adding the patriotic fervor of cheering on Team USA on the nation's 250th birthday just creates a highly charged atmosphere. Rugby is so visceral.
And following the game, Commerce City capitalizes on that energy. Fans get to sit right on the pitch to watch the largest public fireworks show in Colorado.
That acoustic environment is insane. The shockwave of the fireworks hits the concrete stadium and reverberates back onto the pitch. You literally feel the percussive thump in your chest.
It is a masterclass in engineered awe.
It really is. And to summarize, the contrast we've walked through today is just incredible. 10 vastly different events.
Really showing the variety out there.
Yeah. Whether you want to watch a 105-year-old demolition derby, paint in the mountain breeze, spit a cherry pit, or watch international rugby under the state's largest fireworks show, the state is entirely yours to explore.
So we really encourage you to put down the work phone, step out into your community, and fully embrace this 250th Independence Day weekend. Go be part of the crowd.
Absolutely. And as we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final thought to mull over. We are celebrating America's 250th birthday by mixing 100-year-old rodeo traditions with fleets of LED drones and international sporting matches.
Quite a mix.
It makes you wonder how these traditions will evolve over the next half-century. When America turns 300, will we be watching holographic parades in the sky? Or will we still be gathering on a grassy lawn with our neighbors to see who can spit a cherry pit the furthest?
That's a great question.
I have a feeling the need to gather in the dirt never really fades. Have an incredible, safe weekend, everyone. Get out there and enjoy the celebration.